So there should have been 160 plus people. But those of you who've decided not to go out on the Raz and Daz on Mad Friday and come here, thank you very much. Okay. Biggest thing about the club is those who turn up every week, the members. You take time out of whatever you do to come, to train, to play. And for me, I can't ask any more than that. So I want to give you all to give yourselves a round of applause for. I've got to thank for the parents that see the little ones on a Friday. I've got to thank all the volunteers that help. Nobody gets paid in the club. Never have in 20 years. Nobody gets paid. It's all run voluntarily. The people that you see helping on a Friday, Josiah, Connell, Kerris, Imogen, Ryan, all the younger ones that have played and then come along. We would not be able to coach the younger session, which is now the biggest in Wales, 25 plus kids, without those people helping us. I wouldn't be able to do it. So those people deserve a round of applause. Then I got to move on to Mr. Gabel and Mr. Barry. Like I say, this year is my 20th year coaching, and as it stands, these two people here are the longest serving members of Aberystwyth Basketball Club, apart from myself. They've stuck with me all the way through. Alan went off to university, Peter went off to university, come back, settled in Aberystwyth, and they come down every week, help out, and they're still here. God knows how many. I've even lost count of how many years they've been here, so I don't know, 10, 15 years. So if you could all give a quick clap, I know you for Mr. Gabel, who, as you may or not know, we started a wheelchair basketball club in Powys as well as Aberystwyth this year, so it's been flat out everything going on. Alan has been part of setting up that club with myself and Martin. He sits on the committee, collects the money, which is the hardest job. I hate doing it, never done it. I leave it to him, it's his job, and he can hassle everybody every week. Just a small token of my appreciation is a cheap bottle. Right then, where do I start? Martin, as you all know. I got like a long stuff to say, but I'm just going to kind of keep it in brief. The last 2 years for me have been very difficult. Health, family, everything, commitment. Going back prior to that, I kind of run the club, as I said last year. I kept it all to myself. I wouldn't let anybody else in, because if I did it myself, it was done right, and then I knew it was done properly from the beginning to the end. Since Martin's been helping me out, how many years now, Mark? Because I forget. 5, 6 years. I've slowly been letting go, and the last 2 years is kind of, here you go, Martin, and I've trusted Martin with kind of everything I've done. And if it wasn't for Martin over the last 2 years, where I've had my health problems and whatnot, there would not be any club now, because there would be nobody to take over. So I'd like everybody to give Martin a big... Not only that, Martin, as you all know, nominated me to carry the Olympic torch this year, which was amazing, huge experience. Don't really remember it. Watched the video, seen the pictures, it's kind of still surreal. But then to hand over to Chris Moyles, which was added bonus, and I text him every day to say thanks. Absolutely brilliant. For me, 20 years coaching, that was like the highlight of the 20 years. It's very difficult to put it into words what it meant, because you do it year in, year out. Some people say thank you, some don't give it two hoots, and we go on. And to carry that torch, I probably had 1,000 different thoughts in the 200 metres that I walked, I can't even remember. Yeah, like jogged.
How come my sister can run so fast?
Yeah, how come my sister can run so fast? But everybody I've met through the years, kind of I had flashes, and it was a bit weird for me running down the street, and it was like, hey Lee, Dave Johnson, who was involved 20 years ago, he was standing at the side, and I was like, am I seeing things or am I not? He was there. Lots of members for the club were there watching as I was running down, but there's just so many memories that went in. Also, Pete Jackson's come tonight. Quite a few years ago, I had the fortunate experience of coaching with Pete, and our university team won the cup, which was a big deal at the time. So thank you very much, because I've coached with Pete and we had great fun with the university team, so thank you. Also, the wheelchair club, I've got to remember to mention, has everybody seen the big red trailer? Okay. I'm not going to go into the story how we got the trailer, but we got the trailer. Each year it costs £350 to insure that trailer. So I went round on the scrounge, if you like, speaking to a few people, and we managed to raise near on £800, which will ensure that, basically we get insurance for the trailer for the next 2 years. So I've got to say a thank you to Simon, your name's on the trailer, but also for the mini baskets you bought for the kids, which, as you've seen every week, is fantastic. Without that, we'd be stuck, because the under 11s just wouldn't have anything to shoot on. So thank you and your company very much for helping with that, which is ALB Property and Management. Mount Trading, no comment, but yeah, great, thank you very much. CCW Solutions, we've got a website. If you go on the mobile app, I blag that every year. I don't pay them anything, we get that paid for. Hanson Concrete from Machynlleth, he sponsored us. Keith's Removals was a bit tight, but he did sponsor us. Cam Gas, who's my next door neighbour, sponsored us. There's a gentleman called Nick Williams, who's a former West Coast Warriors. He puts the website and whatnot together for us, and his company's Williams & Williams Plastering. He's helped us. AAS, I'm not sure who they are, but they sponsor us. E&M Motor Factors, Light of Asia, Nahas, 2 children play, he sponsored us. And Linwood Garage, who's also a customer of ours, he sponsored us. So there's quite a few people there that deserve a clap, because we've just raised... So I know I've mentioned it 6 times already tonight, but it's my 20th year coaching this year. What a year to finish on, really. Carried the Olympic torch, had my 13th cap for Wales, watched players from Aberystwyth get cap for Wales. Kerris was chosen to, not by myself, but Kerris was chosen by the other coaches to captain the Welsh team, the under-16s girls who went to Gibraltar. We didn't do the best ever, but we did get the Fair Play Award, which was fantastic. And I've got to say how tough a job it is to captain the Welsh team. When you're down by 80 points to a team and they full court press, and you've got to keep everybody smiling, it was a tough job, and there was a lot of tears, blood, sweat, hospitalisation, all going on, and all through it, Kerris kept everybody going, and she did a real good job, so thank you very much for that. 20th year, like I said, 13th cap. I've got some awards that I've taken time to do today. I want to go through the most valuable players first. For those of you who don't know much about basketball, the most valuable players are people that I've thought brought everything to the team. So a complete package. They've worked 100%, 110%, helped everybody else out, had their ups, had their downs, but still carry on playing, and they play for a reason. I used to have a t-shirt, that's my notes done now, by the way. I used to have a t-shirt that said, when I first started playing, that said, basketball is life, the rest is just details. For me, that's what it is. In there, actually, I've forgotten to thank my family, who, my 2 daughters and my fiance, never see me every weekend because I'm doing basketball somewhere. Through the week, I don't really get to see them, and glad she's not here because she'd be throwing things at me now. But you know, they lose out a lot on the time that I spend, so also for them, there's a big thanks. But basketball for me, and for a lot of people in this room, Alan, Peter Barry, who has been on another planet but has sorted himself out, his philosophies on the game for me, I read them and it goes very deep, but I learn a lot of other players, other coaches, you guys. put random funny stuff on Facebook and you still have a laugh and a joke. So MVPs